Welcome to Angler's Trading Post. I'm Jeff Coffey, and today we're talking about how to use the 5D brushes by Fair Flies in your trout flies. Now I've got a couple little patterns. We're going to talk about some recipes and a couple different techniques of how to use that material. There's one in olive, and then using our bleeding leech brush there. Perfect trout size, still water for the river, whatever you like to fish. So we're going to talk a little bit about the materials, but first thing is today I will be using a bleeding leech 5D brush. We will be tying on the N6 hooks by Stealth. I am using small copper cones, so the smallest size you can get on there. I like just a little bit of weight to help get things moving downward. And we've pre-rigged some of these. So let's get started. I like, if I'm using beads or cones or anything like that, I like to preset them on before I get to tying. We're going to do something just a little bit different with our tools. By the way, all of the tools today that I am using are all in the El Jefe kit. Be looking for that. We've got the cutters. These are carbide bladed cutters that will cut through the brushes all day long, and they will make sure that your scissors last. We've got some test clip. These are not in that kit, but an easy add-on is the test clip, hackle plier, the bodkin, my 2-inch scissors or the Scolpino scissors, and the shepherd's hook turbo whirler. Those are the tools. This is pretty much what's on my desk all the time. Again, I've got this beautiful, we like to call our bleeding leech. So with this one, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Trim off my tag end here. And I'm going to put in a loop I'm going to leave back here. And I can leave this one a little bit longer than normal on my loops. There we go. And I'm just going to wrap back forward. Just like that. I take my test clip hackle pliers. I'm just going to pull them right back into that. I'm going to set that aside. All right. Now, super simple. You'll see why I did that in a second. We're just going to leave that back there. You could put a hackle in there if you wanted to. I'm going to come back, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch in total. I'm going to tie this in really well. All I'm going to do, kind of bend that forward, pull my materials back. I'm looking for one good full turn that will bring me basically just up behind the cone. So it's turn and a quarter really, depending on how you want to measure it. I think you'll like this technique. Just separating those materials, trying to make sure I've got as much in there as I can. All right, grab those cutters, come in. Again, always push that wire down with your thumb so that it's not cutting your thread as you come around. We'll just tie that down. Now, I want to tease that out, make sure that I got all the fibers I could get out of that. Pull those out. There we go. Now, honestly, that fly, just like this, is gonna fish. It's gonna get wet, everything's gonna come back, you have that nice teardrop shape. Sometimes we want something a little bit more lean. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this thread towards me and just kind of bring it forward through the materials. I'm gonna pull all those materials, trying to keep it so that it's going all the way around the shank of that hook. I'm gonna pull it back. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back in. I'm going to use this kind of double thread. Just pull it nice and tight, just like that. I'm going to give this a good few wraps. All I'm doing is trapping that material down. So now I've done one turn of my brush in the front. I've pulled it back. It's forming my tail. And now I've got a body. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up along that body. And I'm just going to evenly segment it. That. And again, another stage. depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something small, little trout stream, just like that. And again, that there will fish just at that stage. But you know, all of us are compelled. We're compelled to put in something a little bit extra sometimes in there. And sometimes I do. I want to move more water. I want a little bit more presence in the water. I want to get their attention a little bit more. I can use all sorts of things as a veil, but all I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to come back here and I am going to grab out, let's see here, doesn't take much, I don't want much. Again, got it, maybe just a little bit less than an inch this time. Just a super light veil that's going to go over this. Come out. Like that. Take that material I just cut off, stuff it in. Usually I like to get my shepherd's hook in there first. It kind of helps hold the material better. There we go. Spread it out just a little. Kind of get it to the length I'm going to want it to end up. And you can blend other colors. You can add pinks. Purple's a really good color to mix with black. Purple will continue to reflect light when it gets deeper in the water column than black will. All I'm going to do, just a little bit of that there, try that back in. I've got just a little more movement, a little bit more profile. Again, it all depends on what I'm looking for the water and fish that I'm chasing. You can do super lean, you can do a little bit bigger. But notice these are not big, chunky streamers. These are just little trout flies. I'm tying again on a size 6. I've tied all the way down to a size 10 with this, and I just shorten my materials. Twist that little bullet head until it gets the flow around your thread, forces everything underneath it. Whip finish. And yet one more technique of just using a brush. I didn't have to cut it off to make tails. I just put a little veil up there. That's it. So there we go. Bleeding leech. A couple different ways. We're really trying to make this as easy as possible because what we want you to do is get out and fish them. So spend less time at the vise, more time on the water, get more fish. Hope these were helpful. Stay tuned for more. Certainly subscribe to the channel if you want to be the first in the know every time we release a new tip, trick, or recipe. See you next time.